Kia ora everyone. Ko Yeshaswini Ramesh Tokoingua, Head of Network Operations, Taku Tingamahi, REANNZ, Hemahana. I'm Yeshaswini Ramesh, you can call me Yesh. I'm Head of Network Operations at REANNZ. And today I'm going to talk about the challenges of secure file sharing and some of the solutions the community has brought together. I come from REANNZ. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it, but I'm just going to touch upon a little bit of the NREN community. So REANNZ is New Zealand's designated National Research and Education Network, NREN in short. We are specialized network operators catering to the education and the research community, but we are not alone. There are about 120 plus nations having their NRENs and all connected to each other. And most of us are working on not-for-profit basis for the sector. The main goal is to allow global collaboration for research because we have unique needs and allow large data sets movement across us. That's the goal. This is just not the connectivity. You can see the connectivity underlying network infrastructure, but it's about relationships. The challenges, pretty same challenges like you see in research everywhere in the world, same, and the solutions that we bring together. And the ability to, I can pick up a call somebody on the other side of the world to solve problems. So if there is a data problem one side, I kind of able to call someone. I'm going to be preaching if I say why is data sharing important in research. So I'm not going to say why it is, but we know there are challenges. The first one is the large data sets, which is very unique to the research community. That is very specific compared to your corporate environment. You have really large data sets. Security and confidentiality, I mean, all of you before me touched upon it. You probably need to collaborate across multiple locations, multiple institutions, which also means multiple technologies. Sending data to the correct recipient, it's very important, so that there is no data breach and there's no unauthorized access. Some of you have the data sovereignty requirements. You need to have that in the nation, but also governed by the nation, not by another country's software. And lastly, of course, is the efficiency. You do not want data transfer problems to impede in the researchers' work and slow them down. You want it to be efficient. There are several solutions, email attachments, FTPs, and a lot of cloud solutions that your corporations have subscribed to. This might work perfectly fine. If that works for your research, that's perfectly fine. But what I've heard from the researchers and globally is most of these solutions do have limitations. And first one is the large data sets. There is lack of guarantees about privacy, especially when they're hosted overseas. New Zealand being New Zealand, we are so far away, and still a lot of it gets hosted outside. Even though there are companies coming into New Zealand, they're not governed by New Zealand laws. Cost of the corporate tier, it does play a role. Poor performance, if it is far away and there is high latency, there is poor performance. And lack of visibility and access control, although that's maturing, as I see in the cloud application, it's maturing. But I was speaking to the researcher earlier in the week, and he said it's not where he wants it to be. And automated transfers is quite a common use case in research, and you need APIs, and there is limited APIs for all these solutions. So NREN community and the academia have recognized these problems globally and have played a pivotal role in bringing some solutions that is catered to the research community. The first one is, of course, Globus. When you have really large amount of data to transfer, you should be using Globus. It has a grid, and it's made for such transfers. In the interest of time, I'm not going to go over Globus because we've had several talks about Globus at previous eResearch conferences. Go and look up, and if you are not on Globus and want to be on it, go talk to the NeSI team. NeSI team runs multiple Globus nodes across the country, and it's connected to the research REANNZ network, and that will allow you to do large data transfers. Today, I'm going to talk about another solution. This was developed by the European NREN community, led by SURF, which is the Netherlands NREN, equivalent of REANNZ in Netherlands, in support from GEONT, which is the pan-European NREN. And they developed this solution for the entire community, that is the entire world. They developed it. We've taken it almost for free, and it's deployed around the world. So what is FileSender? It's pretty much a web-based file sharing solution. That's about it. But it's very simple, secure. It allows for data sovereignty if we choose to do that. And it is specifically created for research community. So if your file is larger than what you can send over an email, but it's probably small for a Globus, few terabytes, then FileSender is perfect solution. It's very simple and provides the access control and authentication you require. So, go back. Some of the key features, as I said, supports large files. In New Zealand, we allow it to 5 terabytes. It provides encryption option. It can be integrated. It is integrated into the Identity Federation. So if your organization supports single sign-on, it will support single sign-on. Has APIs for automation. And in New Zealand, also supports data sovereignty because it's in New Zealand and owned by a New Zealand company. Just touching upon a use case from overseas. Amsterdam University Medical Center is a top-level education and training organization, and they were looking for a solution to share patient data securely both within and externally. And their requirements are here. They wanted encryption, full access control, fast and secure, integrated with their identity, institutional identity, and also wanted guest vouchers so external parties can share securely with them. So this was their requirements. They used to use FTP, so you can imagine that's probably not the secure way to transfer patient data. They also moved on to another cloud solution, a commercial one, but they did not meet all their requirements, was not user-friendly. So they chose to go on FileSender. What they say is it has streamlined their operations, and the health professionals can focus on their work and not worry about how to do this file transfer. And that's helped them a lot. These slides are going to get shared, and you can read the case study in that link below. Of course, more closer to home, FileSender is in New Zealand now. REANNZ deployed it in July 2024. It's about 6+ months. It's free for all REANNZ members who are participating in the Tuakiri Identity Federation, because that's how we authenticate and identify you. And this is just some stats. These many files have been transferred, that much data has been transferred, and these are some of the sectors that have been using FileSender till now. And a big thanks to Manaki Whenua Landcare Research. They helped us and participated in the proof of concept, helped us with the development, and also this reporting is thanks to them. How they're using it, so everybody knows what Manaki Whenua does. They have CRI who works on land research in New Zealand. They need to transmit large amounts of satellite imagery and drone imagery to the external parties, and they also have commercial clients. They used to use public FTP server that they hosted, or a cloud service, sometimes hard drives. It does, as a REANNZ person, that's not something I ever want to hear, that they're using hard drives, because we have such a big network for them to transfer. And I was talking to the researcher who uses this the most earlier in the week, and these were some of the challenges that they always had. They did have limitations in the file size. They have a good corporate cloud subscription, but can't transfer a terabyte of files that he has. Lack of security, especially with FTP. Problems with access control. They had to rely on their IT team. So he said, if I finish something on Friday, I did not have anybody sometimes to help transfer this. Not user-friendly. And if you used FTP, the end user needs to know, some kind of technical knowledge and know-how to help. It was not a simple user-friendly application. There's also concerns about data perpetuity. That's one more problem. So there was this data that used to stay there forever, especially if you had hard drives and you're not destructing it properly. FTP servers, if people are not cleaning up, it would remain there permanently. And it added burden to the researchers. This was an additional thing to think about. So they were looking for a solution. We were building. Coincidentally, we happened to talk to each other, and they said they'll participate in the proof of concept. And they say it's been, they did say it's God sent, because I had the IT team and the researcher at the same time talking to me, because it's straightforward, very simple, drag and drop, sends you a link, and no app to install. End user does not have to install any app. It's secure. They can tick on an encryption. We've integrated with single sign-on, data sovereignty, and all the reporting stuff has helped their data management team as well. They are happy with it. And they did need guest vouchers for the external parties to share confidential data, which is also something FileSender supports. Basically, it has unburdened the researcher. He said he has saved lots of time. It's reduced it, and it has given the brain space. That's what he said. It has given the brain space to focus on my work and not focus on how I'm going to do this transfer. They've also developed a standard operating procedure, the IT team, which means that if somebody calls up, we need to do this large transfer, IT team just points it to that, and they have given some helpful tips. They said, we are lucky we are on REANNZ network, and we can download at any speed, but be sure, who is the end user. They might be on a small 300 meg connection. So some helpful hints, and it also aligns to their security policies and how they have to treat the intellectual property and that context for the users there. Because they do have users who do not have to transfer this large amount of data for an entire year, but then they'll have 100 gigs and they'll be wondering what to do. So they have a good documentation to point them to. If you want some feedback and how LandCare uses, Kim, who's the infrastructure manager, is very happy to talk, and he asked me to give his email out if you want to reach out to him. Very happy to chat to him. Well, these are some of the existing solutions. What does future hold with secure data sharing? Blockchain, although it's very popular in the finance industry, it is becoming popular with some of the US universities for research sharing. It's blockchain technology is just like a distributed ledger, and it is tamper-proof, immutable, and these are some things that probably is more relevant for the scientific research. So that might be something that will pick up. I've seen few use cases from the US and European universities who have shared how they are using it. Secure enclaves, it's pretty similar to what you had talked about, where you have a separate set of servers, or it is even within the server you can cordon it off, and it is protected from an external entity. So that is secure enclave. That is picking up. As I said, it's called TRE, and sometimes it's called secure research environment. Everywhere there's different terms, but that's what secure enclaves are. All this, of course, will be having impact from what's happening with governance, security, even geopolitics for that matter, and other technologies like I've heard multi-party computation, where everybody has anonymized data and you can compute on your own. So all of this will make an impact, but this is not an exhaustive list, but that's something we might see happen. In conclusion, there are challenges for research data sharing, as I alluded to. There are commercial solutions, but there are also tailor-made solutions for the community. And the best practice for researchers is to work with your IT teams and figure out the best solutions that fit into your workflow. And if you are not on FileSender and want to be on it, come talk to REANNZ, reach out at help@reanns.co.nz, or Rani and Tanya, the engagement managers, are here all day today and tomorrow, and you can chat to them. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you. Great. Any questions from the audience? I have one.
Yeah.
So you did sort of a proof of concept with MBIE. What's your next steps for sort of rolling this out further and getting more people to to use it?
So
Other
it's
than the call for people to
yeah. So the engagement managers, of course, because they talk to the members all the time, they do reach out and tell this is a service that's available. As I said, it's free. It's part of your membership, and all that you have to do is be part of the Tuakiri Federation, just because that's how we identify you. Yeah, we already deployed. I think we have almost half of the universities, half of the CRIs, most of the CRIs on it. And this is another call out, and we've been putting it on LinkedIn and other things. So engagement managers do talk to their individual members that this is available for you whenever you're ready to use it.